Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Replay viewers, thanks for watching. Get you guys set up. Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Good morning. It is a morning. Hey, Lisa. I know, terrible news. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a fun project. Well, I'll give you the quick lowdown, but I kind of want to talk about another aspect of it because this is something. Oh, cool. Oh, wonderful. That's awesome. I love that name. I always have. Sorry, as I'm typing something in. Trying to get something pulled up. I wonder why. Hey, Emily, how are you? Because of the name. Yeah. Good morning, Wendy. I thought it was a fun little tribute. You guys have been such great sports, hanging on, waiting for the gender reveal. So, yeah. So, DOKI's designs, her actual physical designs, have been stolen through the manufacturer that she was trusting to produce those designs. And so if you want to, go ahead and share this out, because I kind of want to talk a little bit about small businesses. As a small business, we take huge amount of risk. Hey, Michelle. You did? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Let me, did you put it on catch? No, you don't have a lot of recourse. But the recourse that you do have is very, very expensive. As a small business, you take on so much risk, and you have to be trustworthy in a time where it's very difficult to be trustworthy in this world because people just aren't great people all the time. I'm sorry, we don't ask for follows and follow backs, so you can just take a hike. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't get to see it. So, as a small business, you take on a huge amount of risk. Yeah, you don't. She is going to have some things that she's going to be able to do because that's where she's located at. But no matter who you are, no matter what you do as a small business, you take on risk of somebody stealing your designs, especially in the creative realm, when you're actually designing something and putting your heart and soul into it, whether or not it's a piece of artwork or it's a physical product that you're making, whether it's stickers or inserts, it doesn't, or you could be doing vinyl decals, you could be doing a planner band, stamps. Yeah, I'm not going to really talk about the Chinese government because it just happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. It happens in America. It happens in other countries. It happens, in your own town. So it does. It happens with everything. It happens with your ideas. It happens with your product. It happens with your hashtag. It can happen with anything. The problem with a small business is when it happens to a small business, it is very, very hard to take recourse because somebody's off producing your stuff and they keep going. And they keep going and keep going. You have to stop what you're doing and focus solely on trying to recover and to stop it. And so you take on a lot of financial burden. Not only are you may not be able to produce anything, so you're not bringing in income, but then you are spending out a ton of money. Your legal fees, the forms, the amount of forms that you have to fill out. So in this regards, if you guys feel like you would like to support her, go right ahead. There are still stock available that you can purchase, but there's other ways that you can support small businesses. And one of it is where I have seen a lot of people go on to this one company that's producing and putting out on Instagram these where you're just like bombarding them with these are stolen ideas, don't purchase from them, because it really does take a community. It takes all of us to stand and not put up with it. The people who purchase stolen items, whether it's a purse or it's music or it's a movie, you are telling the people that have done that it's okay. Yeah, exactly. The Instagram name is about.studio is who is on Instagram. Thanks, Tracy. So whether or not you are downloading a legal movie or music, or a book that you're getting off of a website that you're not supposed to be getting it from, and you're not paying for it, all of those are means that you're supporting somebody and saying, you know what? It's okay to be a thief. It's okay to be a crook. And it's okay to not give somebody's hard-earned work and to give them the credit. So if you want to be that type of person, that's on your shoulders. But I know the majority of us do not. There is a photograph site, Oriental photograph site called About Studio. I don't know that that's the same company. So I don't know that they're too original with their name either. So I don't know if there's a correlation, and it's very difficult to tell, even on the back end of things. So, and I know that we're not those type of people. And so anywhere you see that it's happening, when you stand up and you speak out and you say, this isn't right, then you are doing what it takes to help support those people who have just put their blood, sweat, and tears into what they believe in, into their passion. And isn't that what it's all about? Honestly, I mean, we can go off and purchase things all we want. We can buy stuff. We can buy from these huge, large companies that are making millions and millions on us. Or we can purchase from small businesses and say, you know what? I love your product. A book. Yes, sorry. It's a book studio. Did I say that wrong? I apologize. A book studio. We need to be supporting the people who actually can make a difference. And small businesses can make a difference. They can make a huge difference. Look at the impact that we've already had this morning. If you go look at about a book studio on Instagram, you will see how many people have already posted on all of their photos. I think they only have like 14 photos posted. And you guys have been amazing. You have put so many different comments on it. And that's what it's all about. It's all of us coming together to support one another, whether or not, you know, you produce a video or you make stickers or you designed a whole entire planner. It's about us coming together. Yes. Yep. Every little thing counts. Yes, and see, but now they're actually getting new followers. So, what's going on with my hair? Well, you know what? If you want to be a jerk, I'll tell you. I just got out of the shower a little while ago, so go away. Yeah. Well, it is being sold on Ollie. Not sure if it's the same person or if it's somebody different. But yeah, they didn't even have a website ready to go. It's clearly somebody trying to destroy somebody who is, who just, you know, they're trying to take advantage of a business who just really launched. I mean, she's been around, but she's really getting hype now. And that's when it happens. As soon as you could have been in business for 5 years and nobody knew about you. The moment you start taking off and people start paying attention to you and your product, there's going to be somebody out there that is going to try to destroy you. they're going to try to take advantage of it. They're going to try to jump on the bandwagon and ride on your coattails and make as much money as they can before you can stop them, because that's how they work and they operate. And they do it to multiple people. It's usually a pattern of theirs. Exactly. So she's growing fast. So what's going to happen now? Somebody's going to try to steal it. And that is what's happening. It happens to a lot of businesses, except some businesses don't have a community that will voice out and speak. And so if you see it anywhere, if you see it with somebody who makes tassels, if you see it with somebody who's producing music and their music gets stolen, or a book that gets produced, or just a general idea, you know what? Stand up and say something, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be that person that says, oh yeah, I knew about that, but I didn't say anything. Okay, but patents and copyrights take a very long time, yes, very long time to get, and they still don't protect you 100%. They still don't. They just don't. I can tell you from previous experience, they don't. And really, honestly, the recourse, is really hard to go for, and it costs the person who's filing a lot of money. And in the end, a lot of times you don't get it back. You don't see the funds back. So yeah, exactly. You're still spending a lot of money to fight it. If your copyright wasn't filed exactly at the right moment. I mean, I'm talking about down to the second. The moment they assign that number, there could be a loophole in the paperwork. I mean, there's just a lot of things on the legal side of it that makes it difficult. So that's what I'm saying. Speak up. When you see something happen, speak up. And that's the best that we can do. We can support her and we can speak up. And we can do the same thing for anybody. If you see it out there and somebody's, stealing designs, I've seen it happen in the sticker business where they're like, my sticker I designed and I put out 3 months ago looks exactly like this person they just put out a month ago. And there's not a lot that you can do. There's just not a lot you can do about it. But you don't have to support them. You don't have to help give them that financial gain at all. So anyways, so that's a little bit about what's going on. Daniel did an amazing job, the pretty planner. I think she's still in here. There you are. Same with DOKI. Amazing job, telling everybody this morning. And then Amy went on. And so I think that it just takes, hey, sweetie, it's just going to take all of us. Yeah, you're a small business in your area. Exactly. A lot of us are. A lot of us are small business owners. And imagine if it happened to you. I know, Daniel. I think I was like tearing up, but I'm pregnant and emotional anyway, so that didn't help anyways. It is very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for people to fight against each other, to create such harsh competition that you would steal things that people are doing. And it's hard in the creative realm because ideas are really hard to protect. They're very difficult to protect. So we just need to stand together and just not put up with it. Because the more we don't put up with it, the less the people that would like to do it won't. Because they don't want that risk of getting a bad reputation. And you'll notice that they hide behind logos, false names, and they're never themselves. Well, yeah, intellectual property has been a big issue for a long time. I don't know. I do not know. Intellectual property is a very hard battle all the time. I don't know. It's very difficult to even garner any type of structure around it in rules and regulations because there's loopholes. People can say, oh, well, I wrote this piece of paper 10 years ago, and it's very, very, very difficult. My brother went through it when he's a doctor of mathematics. Yeah, it happened in the scrapbook world. I was a part of that. There was a couple of really huge fights. It was just gigantic. Exactly. So, but it's all of us standing together. So, it's hard. Intellectual property is really hard to secure. I think anybody will steal if they think they can make money. Anybody that doesn't have great morals and values will steal if they think that they can make money. People who are desperate to get a quick buck, to not work for it themselves, to not put in the hard work and the dedication and the time and the long hours, they will steal. It was beautiful, awesome. So entitlement mentality, lazy mentality, wanting to make a quick buck. It's just, people will do it all the time. And, you know, the funny thing is there's a huge, vast, variety of planners, and they're all so different. They're all so different that all you have to do is make some changes in how you want it to be, and it's a different planner. I mean, come on, you guys. It doesn't take a scientist to figure this out. Sit down, put some thought into it, and do your own thing. Stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. Do your own thing. Be original, because you know what? Originality stands out. Originality is appreciated, and originality will take you someplace. So, yes, exactly. I mean, she measured, exactly, picked out her materials, picked out the zippers. I know, Danielle, that is because that's what it takes to make something. When you're actually going to physically make something, you can't just throw it together. It takes time and research. So, well, thank Danielle, because she was brave enough to blow the whistle. Because I know DOKI is not at that point where she was like, I just want to like work on it from this end and be quiet about it. But we all know that social media is amazing. It has its pros and cons, correct? Right? Social media is good and bad. Shani's traveling. Hey, Shani. It has its pros and cons, but this is one of the things. Yes, DOKI's designs were stolen straight from the manufacturer, and they have, her planners have been have been basically stolen, and they've already started making them. So Danielle has the, sorry guys, pregnancy brain is really kicking in this morning. So DOKI is on the train to start working on this. Stolen by whom? The actual manufacturer released her designs to somebody who went and said, I want her designs. I want to make this planner, and they got it. Now, whether they paid for them, they were given to them, those details we don't know. But they stole them. So, yeah. So, we're using the hashtag #StandWithDOKI. We're going to do everything we can to help her out. She does still have stock on her website. Once those are gone, she will stop making them, and she's already started working on a new design to... I know. It's horrible. So, basically... Oh, no. Yeah, because you're on the tram. Okay, Shani, I'll Vox you. I'll just send you a Vox. So, anyways, I think that all of us together could really make a difference. I think that as a small business owner, if you're a small business owner, okay, who's a small business owner in here? Because I think 4.5 hours, that sounds about right. Have fun. You need to go have fun on your trip. Totally. Oh, that was sweet of you. Yeah, you guys, I'm loving mine. I set mine up as a wallet, still working on it, and I'm still working on it, but I'm seriously loving this. I mean, loving it. I even have my little list back here. Oh, cool. This is a personal. So I even started my like little list back here because I really got to start thinking through some stuff because I don't have much time left. If you see this at DOKI Book, we still want it. Yeah. Yeah, well, she's working on some changes to, it is perfect as well, to change the design so that she can not have much downtime in producing for work all weekend. Awesome. I want to see it. Hey, Maureen. Oh, you're from Ohio. So am I. Hello. Hello. So, and for those of you who are waiting, I have the new DOKI disc agenda set being released today. So, I know they're only going to get better, right? Well, here's the thing. When somebody takes your design, the best thing for you to do is to empty out your inventory as quickly as you possibly can, and then as much as it stinks, to start over. To change your design slightly, and then file an amendment to your patent or your copyright immediately. The moment you have your drawings of your new design is to file that. And so you can still take recourse on the old design and you can be working on that, but what most lawyers will tell you is to stop making whatever it is that you're making. Stop it right now. Whatever you have, get rid of it and change it up, because that gives them a timeline. That gives them a timeline of from here to here is when we produced this. They started producing it here, and you can see how much they copied us. We changed our design and moved forward. And most attorneys will tell you to do that. That's one of the first things that they tell you to do is stop. And see how much it stings for the small business that just got ripped off because they're being told, stop. Exactly. And once it starts rolling, once those items start, they're being manufactured and they're being produced and they're in the hands of people, you can't stop that huge snowball effect. It is literally impossible to stop it. Yeah, exactly. It can possibly, but I really don't think that it'll ruin the name because people will know. It's like, okay, you guys, if you have a Coach purse and you purchase a ripoff, you know you're getting a ripoff. I mean, come on. You're not sitting there going, oh my gosh, I got the real thing and it was only $20. Come on. You know you're not carrying around a real Coach purse. Everybody else knows you're not carrying a real Coach purse. It may look like from a long, far distance in a crowd that you have a real one, but up close, you know the difference. We all know the difference. So, and it's just like those. I mean, you know, Coach, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they've all been copied and ripped off. It's the same layout, sure, but they are already putting their signature on it. They're already saying, you know, about a book on it. You can see it. And they do look cheaper. Yes, Danielle, they look cheaper. Even in the photographs, they look cheaper. They don't show any pictures of the inserts. I believe it. If you look really close at the pictures and zoom in, it does not look like the same quality. Even on the rose gold, like you can almost see it like the material's separated a little bit, so it's not such a smooth finish of color. So you can really tell. You can really tell with the black too. Really tell with the black. So anyways, nothing else takes place. So that's that. Yes, and she'll keep on going. AliExpress is a website that sells things for people. Okay, so anybody can get their products sold on there. Not that we know of. Danielle, I don't think she has to stop the disc agenda, does she? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So, disc agenda is safe. Which is awesome. Oh yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Thieves and copiers aren't original. They have no originality, you guys. None. She thinks, yeah, I would think that they are. No, they are not real. The only place you can get Dokis is on dokibook.com. That is it. So, I might lose a lot of people here, but I just wanted to share something with you this morning. I was having a rough morning. My 3-year-old yesterday scraped her knee, her hands, her elbow yesterday playing on the way home from the park, okay? And normally she's just a get up and go type of kid and just goes, and nothing really holds her down. Well, let me tell you, it has been, bye sweetie, enjoy work, drama central from her. I literally spent 5 hours on the couch yesterday next to her. She's whining about everything. Everything's a big deal. She can't have anything touch it. She can't have a blanket on it. I mean, like, it's a huge deal, right? And I get that. I'm good with it. But after so many hours, I was like, okay, I'm a little exhausted. Well, it started again this morning. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, I was having quite a frustrating morning because I'm like, yeah. I don't know that I can take any more hours. Yeah, I'm very, very patient when it's called for. But I mean, but there's no reasoning with the 3-year-old, right? They don't have a sense of reasoning for the most part. And their reasoning skills are about this big. And that's fine. Yeah, so I was struggling. I'm still a little struggling this morning and having a hard time because I missed an entire workday yesterday. So now I personally feel behind, and I don't like that feeling. So I have a lot of things I just need to like catch up on and get off my plate, messages to respond to. I'm just like, and so I was reading this morning, and I read in Colossians, and it just kind of hit me. I don't know, but I thought about that yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to start praying and believing right now that, oh good, thanks, that it doesn't hit her like this, because this 24-hour period of time has been difficult. So in Colossians 3 verse 15, it says, and let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. Verse 16, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing praises and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. I needed to read that. So needed to read that this morning. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. And be thankful. And be thankful. So, that is going down today as my verse of the day. Without a doubt. Like, I am totally sticking it in here as my verse of the day. If I could find my little insert, which I can't right this second because my desk is a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, right? It is so hard. And I was struggling this morning. I'm just like, get away from me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. So, yeah, it's Rachel on me. I'm like, oh. So, in my little what I'm thankful for, I need to remind myself that I'm thankful for timely verses at the most appropriate times. So, I started a little bit late, but I am doing it and doing my what I'm grateful for each day, just a little blurb, and I'm totally writing that down today. And then I'm putting my verse on my insert for my verse of the day because I want to remember it all day because I have a feeling I'm going to need to refer to it multiple times. That's how today is going to go. As everything on my desk is falling over, see? Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, because that's what it's going to take today. So, yes, I am sure Danielle will pass on all of it from us. Colossians 3:15, and I read verses 15 all the way through 17. Oh, good. Yes, almost any of my stickers will fit in the personal size. I actually showed yesterday. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny how just like a few days time changes it? So like here's a full box that is normally used for a happy planner, and it's flipped on its side, and it totally fits personal pages. So it just depends on what your layout is on the inside, but normally they just all work. The check boxes work. Thanks. Is it Mrs. Mint is on right now, I'm assuming? That it's not Mr. Mint commenting. So they will work. I mean, even the little flags, planners, all of it. Bye, Nikki. Your package is going out on Friday. I need to run to Target to get you one more thing. So, bye. I understand. Yes, stand with DOKI. Yeah. So I just wanted to add something else to it, and I have to go to Target. So you know it's a ways away. So I need to drive and get it. So I need to work on some orders today. Yeah. I know. The zip. I love it. Oh, and it's so cool. So I have like the Vera Bradley small sling, and it does have a pocket in the front for like a wallet, so I took my stuff out of there. But what's so cool is this fits right down inside of it. Janet, I still have those curtains in my home. Tracy, it's going up in just a little bit. It is. I need to take some pictures. So it is. It's super cute too. You're welcome. And then I'm going to actually decorate in my DOKI today with it too and show it to you guys later on. So I figured I could get that done. So I just need to go take some pictures and get it posted. You know, work. So, and I have some really exciting stuff coming out this week. And some really cool announcements. So you guys better stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to head out. You guys have a wonderful day. If you have a DOKI, post it on Instagram and say, stand with DOKI. Let's just like bombard social media because we can, because we're all super amazing. And we are such a wonderful group of women who can come together and just really make a difference. Yes, and Planning 101 is tonight at 9 o'clock. We are launching back off, and we're going to start off with the basics of planning and how to really, really hone in what type of planner you are and how you can take what type of planner you are and turn it over to actually getting something accomplished. So that is going to be tonight. It's going to be great. I believe she has a company Facebook page is what I was told earlier today. So I'm not sure if Danielle is still in here. She might know. Not quite sure. No group that we're aware of. No group. But in all honesty, you guys, if we want to make social impact, Instagram is the way to do it. No, there isn't. She doesn't have spiral bound. She just has the disc agenda, and then she has the A5 and personal ring bound. She doesn't have a spiral edition. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna head out. I will talk to you again this afternoon, and then tonight, 9 o'clock, we'll hit it hard with planning. All right, have a wonderful morning. We're still in morning time. Have a wonderful morning.